Hello! Hello, friends. This is a continuation of my Star Wars 6-inch black figures. This is wave 5. And you can see that we're doing right-hand man to Han Solo, Chewbacca. Now, Chewbacca, it's hard for me, and we'll do a little bit of scaling when it comes out of the package, but Chewbacca takes up a lot of package space, a lot more than any other figure. I imagine he's going to be quite tall when we get him out. But before we do that, let's take a quick look at the packaging. We have the blue text and the blue Death Star lighting, as we've seen on all of the Wave 5 figures. We have a nice image of Chewie. Some of those images have been a little overly simplistic. I kind of like that, but the Chewie one seems to just nail it. And then when we look at the back, we see again more of that Death Star lighting in blue with the Wave 5 figures. The text says, Chewbacca is Han Solo's co-pilot on the Millennium Falcon. The powerful Wookiee is a courageous fighter, skilled mechanic, and loyal friend who joins the fight to save the galaxy. And there we go. There's Chewbacca. You can see from the package, he's got the bandolier. I don't know. We'll find out here in a moment if that's part of the figure or if that's removable. And then you have a bowcaster, and it looks like it's in 2 separate pieces. So let's go ahead and get the package open. Yeah, so that is a large figure. Chewbacca has got to be by far one of the largest figures to come out of the Star Wars, the largest figure to come out of the Star Wars Black line, with the exception of Jabba. He is tall. If we're going to put his buddy Han Solo next to him, you can really see the size difference. I mean, he is enormous. The other large figure that we've reviewed has been Darth Vader, and you can see he even towers over Vader. So, yeah, definitely a large figure. To walk through the articulation, there's not a lot going on with the head left and right, backward and forward because of the shag. It does look like, yeah, he's got a removable head. Not that you needed to take the bandolier off. So, okay. So the bandolier is removable. However, there is some, like a matted fur line, as you can see, that, you know, but why would you not want it on there? It just, you know, it's not Chewbacca without the bandolier. So, you can see the sculpting on the hair. It really is going to affect some of the movement, especially around the wrist. He's got some wrist articulation, but the sculpting of his fur gets in the way a little bit. If you look at his feet, kind of a similar thing. This is the first kind of, you know, we've had Greedo, and I think that was the only real alien figure that we've had, with the exception of Darth Maul. So, and Darth Maul is a little more humanoid, less alien looking. I think that what we're seeing here is the true potential of these types of figures. Just the amount of detail on his fur. Try to get that to focus. There we go. I mean, there's just a ton of just sculpted detail here. Just looks amazing. And the way that they've depicted doing textures on these figures, it excites me about some of the next things that are coming down the pike, like the Tauntaun, which I think, and the Wampa. Both of those I think are going to be really amazing, just if they keep up this level of texturing. It really does a tremendous job of conveying fur. And you see a lot of different paint depending on what part of the body we're looking at. The arm is parts dark brownish gray going to a lighter brown, and we see the kind of that color scheme go throughout. It almost looks like we've got 2 different molded parts. They just molded them in color, but that's not the case. There is blending and feathering there. It's not just like they molded 2 different colors on the parts. It's definitely a paint app. So I don't know how well that the subtle variation in colors coming across there, but it's not just a paint app. It is actually, I mean, it is a paint app. It's not different color molding. So same thing on the legs. If you look, it kind of looks like they're just molded in different colors. But if you look at from the side, you can see that that's paint app. So there has been a lot of attention to detail here. In talking about attention to detail, let's look at this. The bandolier and satchel. Solid piece of rubber. So it's not hollow in the back. I guess it is trying to look like a full pouch. So, I mean, it's not hollow in the back. So it is a pretty good sculpt. I just think that looks absolutely terrific. Looks nice and weathered, like something he's been wearing around. Nice weathering on the satchel. Look at those buckles. Really just a lot of attention to detail. Again, when we look at the bowcaster, it did come in 2 parts. The rifle and then the bow. So, just easily, actually, it's keyed, so you can only put it one way. And there we go. It's a nice weapon. It's nice to see these really unique weapons to the characters and see how they translate. So if we take Chewbacca, let's put his bandolier back on. Put his head back on. Don't want Chewbacca without a head. And let's see. Let's get his rifle in his hand. There we go. All right, so that took a little bit of work. A couple of things about getting it in his hand. It is really, really stiff. His hands are huge. So let's start there. I mean, he's got enormous, enormous hands. And they're really stiff. So it was a little difficult to get it in there. I had to kind of work it and cram it a little bit. And it's also a little hard to figure out the way that his elbow's facing because all the joints are covered by hair. So not a big gripe, but you know, it'll work in over time. And then these the bow part of the bowcaster keeps coming off while I fiddle with it. So I mean, I guess that'd be an easy thing to fix with a little bit of glue if I wanted to permanently attach it, which I won't. But I think that as far as like a display piece, I think he looks fantastic. I know that I've been very pro these 6-inch figures with few exceptions. I just think that, you know, my love of Star Wars combined with my love of large-scale figures and the fantastic articulation and just the amount of effort they put in the detail, I think it just really works out. And I think that Han and Chewie look great together. So that's it for my Wave 5 Chewbacca review. Stay tuned for more Wave 5 figure reviews.